In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Alif, Lam, Mim, Ra. Of course, we've extensively talked at great length about the mysterious and significant individual letters that open the various surahs, such as Alif, Lam, Mim, Alif, Lam, Mim, Ra, Alif, Mim, Sad, Ha, Mim, Noon, Kaf, and Sad. We have thoroughly discussed all of that in considerable detail and have certainly said more than enough about it, providing ample explanation and insight. Just Alif, Lam, Ra. What I want to emphasize is that you should know that all the verses of the Quran are constructed based on continuation, not on stopping. That's why when you come to the end of any surah, you'll find that the diacritics are set as if the verse is connected to what comes after it, not as if it ends there. So it would have been proper to say Alif, Lam, what? Mim in continuation. But here it came as if it were on a stop. Alif by itself, Alif is based on the beginning. Lam is on a stop. Mim is on a stop. Ra is on a stop. But if it were according to the Quran's usual method, where all its sentences and verses are based on continuation, it would have said quite simply, Alif, Lam, Mim, Ra. See, this is different, so that the matters become subject to stopping. Here you read it this way, and there you read it that way. What does commitment mean? It means that when you come across something and something similar to it, you're told, no brother, this is a detail. This one comes like this, and that one comes how? And why does that one come like that? So that there's a stop, and you're told, come, we're at Alif Lam Mim, which some surahs begin with. So when I read in Al-Baqarah and in Al-Imran, isn't that right? We say Alif Lam Mim. Here it is, Alif Lam Mim. And then look at Alam Nashra Laka Sadrak, God. But isn't it also Alif Lam and Mim? So what's the difference? You said Alam Nashrah Laka Sadrak, and you said Alif Lam Mim. So how do I know the difference? So you know that it's all based on what you hear. Whatever you hear, you say. Whatever you hear, and it remains among the similar ones, those that are alike. Each has its own context, and this one has its own context, this one has its own context, a context. Those are the verses of the book. Those here specifically refers to the surah that follows, indicating that these are indeed the profound and sacred verses of the divine book, verses that originate directly from the book itself, conveying its timeless wisdom and guidance, because the book includes everything from Bismillah and Alhamdulillah to An-Nas. So these are its verses. In our language, annexation, idafa, has three meanings. Sometimes annexation means from, sometimes annexation means in. Sometimes annexation comes with the meaning of li, the lam, for possessive. Let's say, for example, Zayd's money, meaning money belonging to Zayd. Isn't that right? That's if you own it. But it could be specific to you, not owned by you, like what? The bridle? The horse's bridle. The horse's bridle. Does the horse own the bridle? No, it's just specific to it. So it's either the lam of ownership or the lam of specification. This annexation, what does it mean? It means lam for possessive. Sometimes annexation can also mean min, from, of, like ardab, wheat. Meaning an ardab of wheat, and the wheat is what you have, an ardab or an ardab of wheat. So what does the annexation mean here? It means min, from, of. The trickery of the night. Studying at the mosque is better than studying at home. Studying what? In. So all annexations can mean what? Either lam for ownership or specification. And it can mean in. And it can mean what else? It can mean min, from, like verses of the book. Annexation of what? So verses of what? From the book. Verses from the book. What is the book? The book is the Quran. That makes sense. If the book is mentioned without specification, what does it refer to? Why? Because when you say so-and-so is a man, and 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 you keep listing, then you say so-and-so the man. It's as if manliness in others is not really. So that when it's mentioned without specification, it doesn't refer to whom you mean. For example, so-and-so is a poet, and so-and-so is a poet. But so-and-so is the poet, the one truly deserving to be called a poet. And what does the word the book refer to when mentioned without specification? In matters of belief, it refers to the Quran. And in grammar, the book refers to the book of Sibawayh, the one who established the rules of grammar. They say, he said in the book, meaning in the book of Sibawayh. So the book becomes a proper noun by predominance, a proper noun by predominance. These are the verses of the book, and what has been revealed to you from your Lord is the truth. He said, and confirming what is before it. Didn't he say that before? And what has been revealed to you from your Lord is the truth. Why? Listen to me. He said, because whoever opposes the truth, what does it mean to oppose the truth? It means that by opposing the truth, he gains something that wasn't his. And God does not want to gain anything from him. So what does he say? He says the truth. And what has been truly revealed to you from your Lord is the absolute truth. But unfortunately, most people do not believe in it. Allah is the one who raised the heavens without pillars. The word Allah is a proper name for the necessary existent, and within it are encompassed all attributes of perfection. Whenever you say Allah, it's as if you have said the all-powerful, the giver, the beneficial, the all-hearing, the all-seeing, the bestower, the scene of water. All of these, where do all these attributes come from? It's like when you say, for example, the distinguished person Zaid. Who is this Zaid? He said if he is a scholar, then he is Zaid the scholar. And even without being a scholar, he's also a merchant. And he trades, so he is the merchant. And what else? He writes poetry, so he is a poet. And not only that, he is also a writer, Zaid the writer. And when he goes to war or faces a challenge, he is brave. So when you say Zaid, all the perfect attributes that are known about him are included. Likewise, if you say Allah, the necessary existent Allah. That's why for everything you should begin with in the name of Allah. In the name of Allah. Why do we say in the name of Allah? Is it because you have subjugated things by your own power? No, it is by Allah's subjugation for you. Meaning, if you have subjugated it, but you are unable to control it, then when you approach it to use it, on what basis do you do so? On what grounds? On the grounds that Allah has made it subservient to you. If He had not made it so, you would not be able to benefit from it. For example, as we mentioned before, the story of the camel. A little girl can grab it and lead it or make it kneel. But that same camel, if it gets upset with someone at night, it could threaten his life. So what if Allah hadn't made it subservient? He did so to show me that it's not about skill. Yes, so we made them subservient to Him. Some He rides and some He eats. So, whenever you approach any task that requires ability, you should say, in the name of the All-Powerful, by the power of the One who granted me some ability. And if it's something related to wealth, you say, Allah the Rich. For example, the expander, the home. So every task you want to do might require ability and wisdom, and might need wealth, meaning money to fund it. So what do you say? In the name of the All-Powerful, in the name of the Rich, in the name of Allah. You could say all of that. But He told you no. Just say, in the name of Allah, because it encompasses all the attributes of perfection. Allah is the one who encompasses all the attributes. The name of Allah, which is the one that encompasses all the attributes of perfection, that's why it is considered a proper name for the one who is necessarily existent. The existent. The rest are attributes. But absolute perfection in those attributes exists only in Him. So it becomes like the name Al-Aziz, the mighty, in its absolute sense. Allah. But you say, so-and-so is the pride of his people. Isn't that right? So-and-so is rich and so-and-so is poor. But the truly rich in the absolute sense is Allah. So what about the names that are actually attributes? They have reached the level of being names. Because when they are used absolutely, to whom do they refer? Only to Him. And we said that names are either names of essence or names of attributes. Names of attributes and names of essence, how do you distinguish between them? He said, if the name has no opposite, so this is an attribute of essence like Al-Aziz, the mighty. But the attribute of action like Al-Mu'izz, the giver of honor, must have an opposite, which is Al-Mudhil, the humiliator. If He only gives honor but cannot humiliate, then He would not be God. If He only extends, gives, and cannot withhold, then He cannot be God. Isn't that so? If He can harm but cannot benefit, then He is not a Nafi, the benefactor. Then He cannot be God. There must be an attribute and its opposite, because its action is upon others. But He is mighty in Himself, and He gives honor to others and humiliates others. Yes, God is the one who encompasses all the attributes of perfection that we know, from which this life originated. And there are other names that God has taught to some of His creation. And there are other names that we will come to know, God willing, when we meet him. Faces on that day will be radiant, looking at their Lord, God willing. God is the one who raised the heavens. He started with the higher world for me right away. He didn't begin with the earth, but with the higher world. He raised the heavens. The word raised, if you use it in human terms, means that something was in a certain position and then you lifted it from its place to a higher one. And he raised his parents onto the throne. His parents were sitting like this and he lifted them straight onto the throne. So he raised the heavens. Does that mean the heavens were just lying there and then God raised them up? No. Raising the heavens means he created them elevated. He created them how? May God's mercy be upon our master Sheikh Abdul-Jalil Al-Aisi. He used to say, for example, if you said, "Glory be to the one who made the elephant big," did that mean the elephant was tiny like this and then God made it big? Or did he create it big from the start? And what about glory be to the one who made the mosquito small? Was it really huge at first? And then God made it small? Or did he create it just like this? God is the one who raised the heavens, meaning he created them elevated without any pillars. It's as if this raising would inherently require either a sturdy pillar to firmly hold it up or something substantial to reliably support it from above. When we look at the sky and gaze out to the horizon and someone walks that way, you ask him, "Did you ever bump into a pillar?" No one has ever bumped into a pillar. And as for the horizon, does the sky ever meet the earth like that? No, it never does. It's just that your sight ends at the point where they seem to meet. One person walks this way, another walks that way, and what happens? We walk in every direction, and we never find any pillar or anything else. So is it visible to us like this or not? Is it truly without any visible supporting pillars as you currently perceive it? Does this imply there are absolutely no visible pillars whatsoever, or does it suggest that there are no pillars present at all? Why do we see that there are no pillars at all, or at least no visible pillars? Why is that? He said to you, maybe there's another reason. Because as we said, as long as something is raised up, then what? Either something is holding it up or something else is doing so. But God mentioned both possibilities. He holds the heavens so they do not fall upon the earth except by his permission from above. So if it's being held from above, then it's supported from above. So what does it not need? It doesn't need pillars, right, or not? Okay, what does it mean that he holds it? He set its own specific laws for it, its own intricate laws that we still do not fully comprehend or know yet. But if we were to meticulously survey the entire world using the advanced tools and sophisticated satellites they currently employ for extensive exploration, we would not find any supporting pillars at all. And now, in the modern era, highly skilled engineers actively compete to design and construct even larger, more expansive roofs without the need for any visible pillars whatsoever. Every time science advances, what do they want to do? Any kind of roof. And they keep getting creative, doing tensioning and all sorts of other techniques and all kinds of methods they've come up with. But all of this, we're doing it in an area that doesn't exceed a few meters. And we're still struggling with it. And then we say, well, there are still pillars, but they're just on the sides. Am I really saying the roof has no pillars? So, what exactly are these walls doing, sir? These formidable walls are indeed there, my dear friend. What precisely is your point then? So, he raised the heavens without pillars. Pillars. They said it's a collective noun. I think you've come across this expression before. A collective noun. So there's the plural and then there's what? A collective noun refers to something with multiple parts, more than just years. That's the plural. But among the known types of plurals, there are broken plurals with a seen, s, and also taktir with a tha. Tafsir with a seen has one meaning, and taktir with a tha has another meaning. Because a plural, as long as it refers to more than just years, we ask, do you change the form of the singular, or do you keep the singular as it is and just add a plural marker? For example, when you start with sa'im, fasting person, and then say sa'imun, those who are fasting, is sa'im still the same or not? But what did I add? The plural marker. I added it at the end. Either saimun, saimin, depending on the grammatical case, or saimat. Did the plural stay the same or not? So the singular form remains intact when forming the plural. When the singular stays intact, it's called a sound plural. A sound plural for the masculine is like sa'imun, and for the feminine, it's sa'ima'at. So what is this type of plural called? Sound. What does sound mean? It means the singular form doesn't change. It's still saim, and we just added waw and noon for saimun or saimat. So it's called a sound masculine plural or a sound feminine plural because its singular form remains unchanged, just like the original. But take kafal and we say akfal. Here, the singular form is completely changed. So its singular form did not remain intact. We change the structure. Sometimes the word changes by reduction and sometimes by addition. For example, kitab becomes kutub, it was reduced, and kafal becomes akfal, it was increased. So did the singular form change or not? So it's called a broken plural with a sin because the singular form is broken. If the plural is up to 10, it's called a plural of paucity. And if it's more than 10, it's called a plural of abundance with a tha. So the broken plural is when the form of the singular changes. And in the sound masculine plural, the singular form stays exactly the same and we just add the marker. But in the broken plural, with a sin, it becomes kitman. So does it indicate a small number, up to 10, from 3 to 10? So what is this plural called? A plural of paucity. And if it's more than 10, what is the plural called? A plural of abundance. The known patterns for plurals of paucity are afila, af'al, then fila, then afil. These are the plurals of paucity. And the rest are called what? Plurals of abundance with a tha. What about the previous ones, the ones that came before? That's absolutely right. And the word amud, here it is, clearly presented. Amud is the plural of amud and ima'ad. However, it is not one of the well-known patterns of broken plurals. So it is called a collective noun, not a plural. Rather, it is a noun that refers to a group like qawm, people, or wara, behind. Until we meet again, God willing,